Have you ever noticed that some people just think differently? They don't follow the crowd. They question things others accept without thinking. Conversations that seem normal to most people feel shallow to them, and sometimes they feel misunderstood without even trying to be different. It almost feels like their mind works in a completely different way. But psychology says behavior like this is rarely random. The way someone thinks often reveals how they see the world, how they process emotions, and how they protect their inner life. This is the psychology of people who think differently than most people. 1. They question everything. Most people accept things the way they are, social rules, popular opinions, even their own habits. But people who think differently don't do that. They constantly ask why. Psychology calls this high cognitive independence. It means their thoughts are not easily influenced by others. Instead of following what feels comfortable, they follow what feels true. And that often makes them seem distant, when in reality, they're just deeply analytical. They're not trying to be different. They just can't pretend something makes sense when it doesn't. 2. They feel comfortable being alone. For most people, being alone feels empty. But for people who think differently, being alone feels peaceful. Silence doesn't scare them. It helps them understand themselves. Psychology links this to strong self-concept clarity. It means they don't depend on constant validation from others to feel secure. Their thoughts are enough. Their own company feels safe. It doesn't mean they hate people. It just means they don't need noise to feel complete. 3. They notice things others miss. Some people walk into a room and see nothing unusual. Others walk in and instantly feel the energy, the tension, or the emotions hiding beneath the surface. People who think differently often have high psychological awareness. Their minds naturally observe patterns in behavior, tone, and emotions. They don't just listen to what people say, they notice what people avoid saying. That's why they often feel like they see the world more clearly, but clarity can sometimes feel lonely. 4. They don't try too hard to fit in. Most people adjust themselves just enough to be accepted. They say what others want to hear. They behave in ways that feel socially safe. But people who think differently struggle with that. Psychology connects this to strong internal validation. Their sense of self doesn't come from approval. It comes from understanding who they really are. They would rather be misunderstood than pretend to be someone else. And that kind of honesty makes them seem unusual, even when it's just authenticity. Sometimes what looks like distance is actually depth. What looks like coldness is actually awareness. And what looks like being different is often just emotional and mental independence. People who think differently aren't trying to stand out. They just see the world in a way that most people never stop to question. And once your mind starts thinking deeply, it's almost impossible to go back to thinking normally again. Have you ever felt like your mind works differently from everyone around you? Or have you noticed someone in your life who thinks this way? If you're curious about the hidden psychology behind everyday behavior, consider subscribing for more videos like this.